Greetings, beautiful people. All right, let's talk about a pretty interesting topic, okay? Because I always hear this everywhere, and I always hear, the prison planet. You know what I mean? Like we're in a prison planet, okay? But we always want to look at everything outside of ourselves, which is why I always say, don't look at everything so far-fetched. Everything is a lot easier and so much more attainable when you look at things differently. Now, check this out. Prison planet. I always look at this. As above, so below. As within, so without. See, we only correlate with going back and forth, left and right, up and down. That's 3 dimensions. But a lot of people don't go in and out. Okay? Now, here's the thing, though. Prison planet. Okay? If my insides, if what's happening inside my world is going to be, okay, a reflection of what I project out, okay, then what makes me think that for me to escape a prison planet wouldn't be me just learning how to escape out of my system? Because this vessel that you're in, okay, if you really look at it, it does its absolute best to perfection to keep you alive and in homeostasis. And even if there was, let's say, foreign invasion of like bacteria, infection, virus, germs, it does the impossible, like even generate heat in a form of fevers to burn away anything that would not ensure its survival. All right. It does everything to take the path of least resistance. Okay. Now, we make it work harder by giving it foods that don't belong in the body or fuel that doesn't belong in the body. So think about it like this. This is why I've made videos about, not eating meat, because when you eat meat, you're literally, when you eat meat, you make the body work harder. Okay. Because the body has to work harder to metabolize. And not only that, but it doesn't even metabolize. You end up having that shit rot in your fucking system. So this is the thing. If you're in this system, okay, you should be able to come in and out. But look at the words they use, okay? We have blood cells, like jail cells. But this is what affects... And listen, the blood cells, basically, look, that's your DNA is your information. Now, we have dormant DNA, all right? The scientists want to say that it's junk DNA, but it's dormant DNA. See, this is a big living library, all right? And in this living library, we should be able to access any information that can create our reality, okay? On what we project out. I should be able to pick, what video game I want to play. You know what I mean? I should be able to, at will, change whatever frequency is not. It's not to my liking. Okay? Prison planet. Whenever you eat something, it actually affects your gene expression or your DNA expression, okay? And whenever you eat, you ground yourself more to this prison planet, all right? Now, this is why I've mentioned in other videos, when I eat less, I'm not feeding the beast, okay? Because now I am cleaning my vessel out, okay? Because here's the thing, my body gets more grounded, but it also becomes heavier because when you eat deities, you eat density, and you eat garbage that distorts a connection between your consciousness to your body, okay? This is a tricky topic because you don't remember when you change between one state to another. But why is that? Could it be because your DNA is dormant, and if our DNA was not dormant, we would be able to hold the memory between one state to another? Why is it that when somebody gets knocked out, they don't remember shit? The first thing they say is, oh, what happened? You know what I mean? I watch UFC. The first thing I always hear the people who get knocked out or the fighter that got knocked out is, oh, what happened? You know what I mean? Now, when you sleep and you dream, it's hard for you to remember your dreams. You know what I mean? You know, people who want to have like, let's say a profound spiritual experience through meditation. I found it to be a lot easier when you fast, when you're not eating. And what is it that you can go the longest without? You can go the longest without food, but you can't go the longest without air. So let's say if I told you to hold your breath, what is the longest you could hold your breath for before you're gasping for air? And if you don't get it, you're going to die or your body won't make it. You know what I mean? Now, look at it like this. The next is water. And your body is made of 85% water. And that's an approximate percentage because I believe it's probably more. Okay? And then the least is food. But we ingest more food than we do water and air. Okay? Which is what we are made of. So you are what you eat. If you eat density, you're just going to be more dense. You're going to vibrate lower. This realm of reality is a lower vibration than any other dimension if you want to go to a different state, okay? Because notice that even when you want to come out of body, your body has to actually vibrate higher so that your consciousness could come out of body, could come out of the body. I've already had a couple of out-of-body experiences. I put it in my video if you want to check that out. And it's all the mindset too, because if you look at it, you have to really get your mind into the state where you don't associate yourself with the body. Because when you're about to come out of body, your body goes numb, it goes limp. All right? Now, if your body, okay, if you're, let's say, because look, your spirit is your space, your respiration, your spirit, respiration, okay? And then your influence, your fluid is your vibration, that's your body. That's your the blood, the liquid, the water part. And then you have your solid, which is your light carbon body. All right. 666. Feeding the beast. We feed the beast through the ego. Okay. We all get bent out of shape if somebody looks at us the wrong way, says something the wrong way. You see, here's the thing. I don't let people walk over me. You know what I mean? If I feel the need, you need to get punched in the face, then you will get punched in the face. And I'm telling you right now, I'm the type that, because I used to be a real different animal back in the day. All right. And I have wisened up and became a lot more patient. And I've also became more at peace inside and out. You know what I mean? But there's a, I don't want you guys to think that, you could let people walk over you. No, it's not like that. Your reputation is actually very important because, you see, energy flows where attention goes. You can get a negative type of attention or a positive type of attention. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter because it's still energy, okay? But you don't want to be known for something like that. You don't want to have a bad reputation. You know what I mean? So yeah, if somebody ever crosses the line and they need to get punched in the face, I don't think twice. I will straight up like punch you in the face to like break something, not to leave you a black eye, but to break something. Okay. So there is the other part of me that looks at something the wrong way, but did I act on my ego? Now, the ego is always in fight or flight. So here's where the vessel is literally protecting you at all costs. Let's say if you're about to get into a fight, okay, your blood will literally rush to your limbs, to your legs and your arms because you're about to get into fight or flight. You know what I mean? But you can also control your body through breath. Because if, let's say, for example, your body doesn't know the difference between a fake and a real experience. So you control it with the breath. You let the body know that it's okay. Look at the bodybuilding world. They say, oh, I'm going to confuse the muscle, or I'm going to do this to get the body to burn more fat. They always correlate themselves, the body, with something out that's not them. But then they don't realize that they're actually talking about their body as if it was like a separate entity. You know what I mean? And we utilize this all the time. You know what I mean? We even think about when we hear financial gurus and stuff like that. They talk about, oh, you have to, experience it as if it was really happening. You got to visualize it and feel it in the now moment. And you know why? Because your body doesn't know the difference between a real and a fake experience. So if you have very good visualization skills, you can create and manifest very easily, because you'll trick your body into thinking that it's a real experience. But here's the thing, we get robbed of our energies because we put our attention into entertainment, everything being sexualized. So we have a lot of sex. Like there's people who get sex addicted, because the beast is all about addictions. We get addicted to food. We get addicted to pornography, and through porn you let your energy out into space. You know what I mean? Into the open, and that energy is harvested. The same way I made my last video. You could check it out, where using your energy banks wisely and the illusion of power. Even when you watch sports, you notice that the stadiums around, they harness that energy. You know what I mean? Don't think that magic exists, man. Look at the McDonald's commercial. Do you believe in magic? Okay. So, it's about, for you to be able to escape, your mind has to be right. You have to be centered. And centered means that when you breathe, okay, you can activate DNA. If you stop ingesting the poisons that they give you in the supermarkets and all this nonsense, you know what I mean, and just eat less, you'll notice that the more you eat, the unhealthier you are, honestly. The less you eat and the less food you require, you're literally more efficient. Look at cars that waste a lot of gas. All right, the cars that have to go in, they waste so much gas, they actually are inefficient. They require more physical manifestation of energy for you to waste on them. And you have to stop to refuel it with the proper fuel every once so often. You know what I mean? So how is that efficient? How is that good? That's not good. You know what I mean? And your body should be more efficient. You know what I mean? Think about it like this. You don't even need to sleep that much. But people think that you have to sleep 8 hours. Your body just needs the rest. You know what I mean? That's all it needs. You know? Give me 1 second. So, your body just needs the rest. That's all it really needs, you know what I mean? But, even, let's look at the funny part. When you astral project, or let's say when you come out of body, doesn't your body need to be asleep, but your consciousness needs to be awake, right? But when we go to sleep every night, everything is gone. Like, you're not aware. You're just, like, people say, oh, when you transform, it's like a dream. But how do you know that? I mean, I don't believe it's like a dream. I believe that when you die, you are, like, it's like when you have an out-of-body experience, you're aware. But the whole thing is that people's belief, they might get intercepted by false illusions. And sometimes the memory or look, I'm just trying to connect dots here. It's not like I'm saying, oh yeah, this is how it is, okay? Because I know that people sometimes are like, oh, they want to have their own fucking point of view on it, which is fine. You could do that. But think about it like this. Your body goes to sleep. You become numb. You have sleep paralysis, but your consciousness is awake. Now, wouldn't that be total freedom? When you can, like, literally... Hold on 1 second. Give me a kiss. That's okay. Here's my beautiful girl. Okay, I love you. I'll call you later. You look beautiful. So, check this out. Whenever you have an out of body, your body goes to sleep and your consciousness stays awake. So why is it that when you go to sleep every night, you should be able to just be conscious and just exit your body as if you were just exiting a car? Isn't that total freedom? To me, that's total freedom. And you can explore multi-dimensions, you know what I mean? Because you can go multi-dimensional by just consciously making choices here. For example, like I made a couple of videos already where I could say if somebody's making a video about me and it's negative, it's not negative, but unfavorable, I could just look at it as an observer. As long as they're not offending me in any way and they're just kind of like it's critiquing or pointing some things out that they might see a certain way, I'll listen to it. You know what I mean? As long as they're not insulting my character, my family, or as long as they're not, you know, crossing the line with how they speak about me, then it's a totally different thing. You know what I mean? Now I'm looking at it from an observer. That's going into the fourth dimension because I'm the observer. And now I can judge based on what's happening, what direction or what course of action I'm taking. But when you go into ego mode, you do things without thinking. That's why you do things and you don't use rational thinking. You know what I mean? You just do your thing. And just do it where you're not conscious. You're not thinking of it. You know what I mean? But when you do, you use your mind. Now you're thinking a lot smarter. She took my skates in her car, so now I have to call her and let her know to bring back the skates.
Please leave your message for...
She's not answering. Whatever. I guess I'm not skating today. But I hope this makes a lot of sense because, again, look at the words. Blood cells, you know what I mean? The cells, like, why do they call it cells? You know what I mean? Dormant DNA, when you activate it, you wouldn't need to be so dependent on the system, you know what I mean? Because if your DNA was activated, you would actually not even need to eat to you know, you don't even need to eat, because you see, when you certain that's why your body makes certain amino acids and it doesn't make certain amino acids. That's why you have to eat foods, because there's certain amino acids your body does not make, but it's all based on the DNA. But if all the DNA was activated, okay, then you wouldn't even need to eat. And based on what you're ingesting in your mouth, because what you put in your mouth is information. This is how you can literally correlate what you put in your mouth as information. Because why is your DNA is your information. We hear this all the time, the Akashic records, okay? We have dormant DNA, but if we activate our DNA, then we can activate our vessel. But think about this. How come is it that when you eat, it actually has an effect on your DNA expression, right? Why? Because what you eat is information. You see what I'm saying? Like, nobody looks at that. But when you eat food, it should be high vibrational food, or it should be food that's got a life force to it. You know what I mean? And again, that's why breath is important too, because air is conscious. Air has intelligence. You know what I mean? Water has memory. That's why it's good to, if you're going to drink out, let's say if you're not going to drink of your living waters, then you're going to drink outside. Like, this distilled water is awesome to clean out your vessel. But don't forget, distilled water has no life force, and it's actually slightly acidic. And that's the reason why it's so good, because it'll clean your vessel out. But if you're going to drink water, you should structure your water. And I'll make a video on how to structure the water. You know what I mean? Because structuring the water is actually very easy. If you're not going to do it with Organite, and I'll make a video on Organize, because the thing is, since we've been in wintertime, I haven't made Organize. I don't like to do it in the house because it smells. I'll be doing it outside. I'll make videos so I can show you guys how to do Organite. And I've actually tested out my Organize too. You could add life force to your water by structuring it and blessing it, of course. That's why, like, when there's a scientist or a doctor, Diamoto, where he blesses like one cup of rice and the other one he doesn't, and one rots, one doesn't, one he doesn't pay attention to, but the one that he didn't pay attention to kind of like rotted slowly. The one he blessed actually lasted the longest, and then the one he sent the unfavorable energies to, it actually ended up rotting. So this is why when you bless the water along with intent is very important. Your imagination is super important, by the way. This is why even when you meditate, the imagination is important. I'm going to make a video on like certain things that happen when you meditate using your imagination. And it's actually easier to come out of body when you use your imagination. Actually, watch the video. I put a video up on astral projection and all that, and certain little key points there that might help you a lot that you may not have heard anywhere else. But you can structure your water also with glass marbles, just letting it roll through marbles a few times. It actually if it's like, it imitates like when water's flowing through a creek. It flows through the pebbles and stuff like that. So those type of things are really cool, to compare it to and use the analogy. But yeah, whenever you see water flowing, that's living water. That's why when you drink out of your living waters, your own urine, the water is moving in you. You know what I mean? So when you take it out and you look at the glass, you could actually see, you'll see the life force in there. Trust me. Just look at it before you drink it. You can actually even bless it before you drink it and be grateful that your body was able to produce that elixir. Because think about it like this. Gratitude is the highest vibration. You know what I mean? And when you have like high gratitude, trust me, there's people who can't even piss. You know what I mean? There's people who can't do certain things. And if you have a full functioning vessel, be very grateful for it. You know what I mean? But don't forget, your body does everything possible to keep you alive. See, I watched the movie Terminator, and one of the programs was that he cannot self-terminate, right? So your body cannot self-terminate. Your body has to do everything possible to keep you in perfect homeostasis. But does it do it to ensure that you stay in this system as a battery? Or does it do it for your benefit? Or does it do it in a way to hurt you, to harm you? Does it do it in a way to, come here. Does it do it in a way to keep you safe? Or is it doing it because it was programmed in that way to have you being utilized as a battery? But this is why it's important to keep the consciousness and awareness, but through knowledge. You know what I mean? Because when you have the intelligence, you can actually know how to counteract certain things. Okay, so you can come in and out, but it's all based on the decisions you make. That's why it's important to know that what you're ingesting will keep you more grounded to the earth. You know what I mean? And it's good to ground, but there's a wrong and right way to ground. If you're grounding through ingesting like heavy foods, then that's the wrong way to ground. The right way to ground is taking your feet off and going on the soil and practicing breath work and connecting with the sun. Okay, and this is how you can activate your DNA. Now, just like I told you, there's even a right way and a wrong way to judge. But again, everything comes down to utilizing your tools correctly to your advantage. The problem is they don't teach you how to utilize the tools. So you have to like either find the guidance or do your own research and know that true freedom is you being able to have your consciousness go wherever you feel like it going. You know what I mean? And I believe that this is the meat of this video, is you being able to go to sleep every night and have your experience consciously and aware wherever you want it to go. You know what I mean? The same way here. If you have an experience happening here and you don't like it, you should be able to change the frequency whenever you want. It's like me being in my car. I don't associate with my car, but if there's a music in the radio that I don't like, I should be able to change the channel so that I'm not in a bad mood. You know what I mean? Like, why do I have to force myself to listen to things that I don't like? Why should you be living here in an experience that you don't like? And why should you be going to sleep and wasting 8 hours every day, or every night rather, of your life in an unconscious state? Wouldn't you be, if you have an unconscious, conscious, and subconscious, wouldn't you want to be in control of all, right? Well, with the exception, unconscious is your body, your subconscious is who you are, and your consciousness is also the vibration, the soul, you know what I mean? The body. Everything is all connected. Everything's wired together, but you have to know how to hack it. And there are hacks. Sup, bro? So, I mean, I'll talk to you guys soon, and, like, share, and subscribe. If you have anything, leave it on the comments below, and talk to you soon.